What is going on, Warriors? It's your boy Shinryu back in with another video, and it's Friday tonight. I hope you guys are having a good time. Some of you are probably already out, having a blast, whatever kind of stuff that rocks your boat. I hope you guys are having a great time so far. The weekend is almost here, and I'm sure you guys are looking at my screen right now, and you're like, you know what? Something is actually off with regards to the screen today, right? There's no evil Ryu on the face. It's all Ryu here, Ryu there. I'm pretty sure if you go to the guild as well, you see Ryu as my character right now, and that's because today is Ryu's birthday. It's July 21st, so we're going to be resting easy from our evil form. I'm pretty much just sticking over to the regular Ryu form for today. Tomorrow we'll be back to the way it is with evil Ryu, as you guys know, until when there is the actual, strong Ryu that is available to actually take over, right? So now let's go right here. While we're talking about today being Ryu's birthday, hey, pretty much there's I believe a gift going on as well. I believe that announced since over 10 hours ago or so, since morning, but it's Friday. You want to get that work done as quickly as possible before you actually get into the game, and so I'm here right now to actually see what's going on here. Okay, first of all, like I said before, there's supposed to be like a gift code available. I will pretty much put it on the screen. I'll put the code on the description below as well. You can also find it on Twitter under Crunchyrolls. It's pretty much RyuDay, okay? And apparently there's also T-Hawk's birthday as well, and it says THawkDay as well. We're gonna go right ahead and test it over here and see that it's actually gonna work. Or that's pretty much what it is. But then again, this is a trusted source. It's from the horse's mouth themselves, so you definitely know that it's gonna work for sure. Okay, so I'm gonna go right ahead, and we're gonna go right ahead and just try and put the code in. It's very simple. It's just called RyuDay and THawkDay. We're gonna see if they're the same amount of gems. There probably will be, or if Ryu gets a bit of a bias or something like that. Hopefully there is, because that means it's gonna be a good amount of gem, and then it's gonna be a definitely better amount of gems as well. Okay, but hey, that's just me just speculating right now. We're about to find out in a bit. Okay, just to make sure that I'm actually getting the weight reading right, I believe you just have to put the capital letter or the uppercase letters for both R in Ryu and D in Day. For T-Hawk, you're going to have to TH with T-Hawk, and then Day, of course, we're going to spell it out right now. We're going to try it out. So we're going to go with RyuDay first of all, because we're going to start my boy first. All right, and let's see if that pretty much is it. There you go. You get 200 gems. 200 gems. No, that's not bad at all. I don't know if they've ever, given, if we've ever given gems everywhere else. I think it just started with RyuDay. So I've gone a few birthdays prior, because Ryu July 21st on Sea Viper was recent. On July 18th, over there they just said, happy birthday to Sea Viper. Let's get her a new gadget as a gift for her special day. I guess that's all on you, pretty much. I don't know if there was anything else that happened. Look for the birthdays prior. Alright, just to make sure that we haven't missed out on some codes. I'm pretty sure that I would know if we have. Happy birthday, Rose. We want to synchronize in your future. The rest is just in comments. Of course, once my boy landed, they had to do something special. Okay, so now let's go right here and let's try T-Hawk as well. Alright, as you can see, the RyuDay worked. I'm going to do that as well with T-Hawk. Like I said, with T-Hawk, the TH is pretty much together, and then you do the day. Well, I don't know if it's a cap, if it's sensitive to cap locks and stuff, but I'm just gonna put it the way it is, and it is a similar amount of gems, 220 gems, 400 gems in total. Not a bad day to start. All right, pretty much, not bad at all. And so that's pretty much it with regards to the codes and the gem that you get available. You guys can put it in as well. Let me know if you guys have a problem with the codes, or if you guys already got it prior. It's out there. So yeah. Once again, it's a birthday. Have a Ryu birthday on me and all that stuff. And that's pretty much it with regards to that. All right. So what else is pretty much pumping here right now? Okay, looks like I do have enough funds to bet now. I've not been able to bet for quite a bit, because trying to see, this is pretty much a very tricky matchup here. I don't want to waste my 2k on 20k on that, but there's been obviously not much going on right now, apart from just waiting for the Harsh Monster event that happened, a Gokin event. I've gone ahead and just collect my typical daily stuff. Right now, I've been stacking up more of these, exchange, or should I say the loot tickets. But it is obvious what I'm going for. I'm going to be going for the boost stones, okay? With the set that I'm on right now, I'm pretty sure a lot of you are in the same boat as well. This is also something that I didn't want to discuss. Pretty much the main topic is, how do you prioritize who you want to boost out, okay? Because when you want to boost out characters, right, you're obviously going to have three categories you're going to be focused on. The first one is going to be very easy. I'm going to come to that shortly. The other two are where you're going to sort of start scratching your head, start watching videos like, top so and so for this tier list and all that stuff, right? Those are the kind of stuff that you'll probably find yourself in, because regardless of whatever team you're trying to set up, you're still going to find this pretty much a challenge, unless you're not super complicated when it comes to trying to like set up your squad. But I'm going to get into what I'm talking about right now. Okay, so let's look at my boy Ryu, for example, right? He's a very, very easy answer. So obviously when it comes to the character here, you have the first and the easiest one to actually deal with, because you can always interchange it anytime. That is going to be their, I went to the wrong spot, sorry. That's going to be their equipment, okay? And this is easy to actually sort out, right? You're primarily going to be wanting to aim for the faction. Like, if you want to pretty much take maximum advantage of your character, you make sure that you are actually going, I've mentioned this before in the past, you're going for equipment that actually have factional links to them, and then you want to assign them to the characters with that faction. And you're not always going to get lucky, because if I go, for example, let's go to someone like, say, let's do Gen, no, let's not use Gen, let's use the ultimate example. Let's use Fashion Blanket, for example. Let's get back here. Right, you're not always going to get lucky with the faction that you're going to get with it. And I will tell you what I'm doing with regards to Fashion Blanket as well. You guys can also try that as well, okay? With the legendary characters, you're not going to be able to get, you can only get the legendary equipment from one spot, and that is the shop, right? But once you start to acquire a lot of this, T1, T2 and regular gears, once you've had at least from your primary squad, or at least your primary damage dealer for starters, you want to start saving for legendary equipment, okay? You're only going to have to do this 4 times if you're free to play. And of course, if you're not free to play, meaning you have other legendary characters like Flame Chun-Li and perhaps Nero as well, and you may want to match the gears for them as well. But primarily, Fashion Blanket, you want to make sure that you are maxing Fashion Blanket's output by also getting the factional gear, and you're not going to be able to get it from the the idle gains. You're not going to be able to get it from the fast gains. You're not going to be able to get it from even the Shadow City event. You're only going to get it from one spot here, and that is pretty much the guild shop. And the other things that you're not even going to be able to get it as often as you like. You have to make sure you have enough currency to pull for it whenever it actually comes up. So what you want to do is you want to be hoarding, okay? That's why you can say I have 97 right now, because when it was actually available, right, I wanted to make sure I actually had enough. The other thing you also want to do as well is you want to be patient, okay? Depending on how you want to use your character. Obviously, if you have Fashion Blanket in your squad, you probably want him to be your major. You want to make sure that he's attacking as strongly as possible. And when it comes to these kits here, typically the strongest equipment when it comes to attack is going to be the gloves, right? As you can see here, let's look at use an example. It's pretty much the same everywhere. Okay, let's just make sure that you guys are a bit more convinced. It's everywhere, with the way it is with agility. Let's compare. I'm looking for someone that actually has a full. Okay, this is 4 stars, right? It gives you attack of 2800, all right? But this one gives you an attack of 2600. But this is stage 3 though. So let's see, stage 4 probably may go up to 2800. But let's see. I want to check something real quick here. Let's go to someone like evil Ryu who already has the full stuff. Wait, don't I have a full faction? I'm trying to see if I know I'll be focusing more on my, attackers. So that's why the other guys over here probably don't have, the full stuff yet. Because my top 4 characters, I'm actually even going to get to that shortly. Because this is going to be a very, very detailed video here, okay? And I don't want to go all over the place. So, let's go over and let's focus on the attack characters, right? Let's go to Ivory because Ivory is pretty much maxed out, right? So, you look at his gloves here. He has an attack of 4700, but he has the chain of 4K for attack. All right. Now I don't know if this is pretty much just for attackers. All right, because some of them have different stats, right? But I want to check something here real quick. Okay, let's go to an agility character that actually has everything. No upgrades, so that they're all on the same level, because you're going to upgrade at the same pace. No upgrade is going to maybe all of a sudden boost one over the other or make one catch up. They're typically consistent, right? So we're gonna go right here. Let's go to Fashion Blanket right now. None of these guys are on the same level. I'm looking for some. Okay, this is not totally perfect, because this is, we can actually engrave this. Why not, right? Let's engrave this, right? Yeah, she's quite important, so I'm going to engrave it, no problem. And I'll get more T1s later. But here's the thing right now. Let's look at these 3 stats here, okay? This one offers you an attack of 2800 by default. This one offers you an attack of 2600 by default. So this is what I'm talking about. They're both on the same level. So the punching glove is always going to give you the most amount of attacks. The ring is typically next, and the rest don't typically give you the free tier gives you 1000 attack, which is 1600 lower compared to the way this one is. And this one here is a bit different. There's no engravement, but I can see we don't have to worry about that because there's no attack in that in that kit as well. Now I want to make sure that we're actually consistent with my description there, okay? I think even Ryu has some T2s and some T1s. Yeah, so it's not the perfect, Mad Ryu. The perfect example is going to be, even Ryu. Bison is kind of similar as well, but he's all ones apart from the last one here. But as you can see here, I actually rushed it. As you can see here, for our attackers, right? You can tell that you can see here the attack for 700. 4K, this is actually 700 gap, and this one here you don't actually get attack, you actually get critical rate and all that other stuff as well as the last one is more for HP and defensive stuff. That's why your jacket is always going to be about. Your clothes are always going to be defensive stuff. Your boot can be the boot obviously can assist with your attack, can also assist with your defense as well. Just a little concept there, but point I'm trying to say is this: for every one of these factions, let's just actually go to the last one, technique, right? Because I don't want to assume 100%. I need to look for a technique character that actually has, I don't have much gear regards to technique, but we can actually do a mix, right? So for example, let's look at this one is way ahead. Looking for, this is a good example right now. So we got an example with the fist here. Attack is 3500 by default here. This one gets attack of 500. Okay, let's go over here and let's see if we have another example for this one here. Okay, this is a good example for that here. And this one has an attack of 500 as well. So this is actually a good page. 500 attack, 500 attack. This one is attack of 2k. All right. Ignore that extra plus 500 because that's just a faction advantage. You guys probably know this is attack 2000, and then I believe she has let's just have it on one page. I'll give it back to her. We're gonna bird. So attack at 500. Okay, attack the consistent lane is that your gloves are going to have the highest amount of attack. For the technic guys, the attack is way higher, compared to the others. As you can see here, 3500 compared to 2k, that's 1500 difference. And I'm pretty sure if you go all the way back to the regular attackers, for example, we have someone that actually has, let's see, Hunter might be one of those good examples where you don't have. Let's go all the way back. Okay, well, we can look at this. What's the 100? This, for example, the attack is 1800. All right, or you go let's look for someone that has an attack that haven't upgraded the other equipments. Looks like Bison might fall into that category, I'm not sure. Or maybe yeah, I already boosted most of the other guys. Alright. Yeah, but pretty much as you can see here, there is a significant increase when it comes to the gloves for technique characters compared to the regular attackers, because they already have attack by default. You just pretty much complement that as well. But the bottom line I'm trying to say here, for all the extra examples I tried to give, was you want to make sure that you go for either the gloves or the chain, or in the case of agility characters, the ring, right? Because you're going to use rings, and for technique they use like an arm, just like a gauntlet, yeah, something like that sort. Yeah, so that's what you want to go for. If you go anywhere else to try and get all these other stuffs, they're more or less the gamble types, all right? And of course, you're past the stage when you'll be using diamonds to actually be getting like equipments. Don't do that, guys. If you're doing that, just stop it. Like, it's definitely not worth it at all, because you're going to be wasting a whole lot of 3Ks and all that kind of stuff. Don't do it in Shadow City as well, even if it's on a discount, because even from like idle rewards, for example, I already picked up recently. You can see you get this stuff here too, right? So don't be too desperate to go for those. And I'm going to get away from here because my fighters are extremely low when you get to that page. It's always crazy, right? But yeah, don't do that. Just pretty much focus more on getting it from the is it dismissal shop? Yeah, the guild shop rather. Yeah, that's what you want to focus on, getting this stuff here. And don't try and get once you have Fashion Blanca, okay, you will not realize this until later, right? Actually, I wish I had thought about this earlier. For some reason, I subconsciously thought you could actually get the legendary themed equipment from all these other options. And even if I couldn't get it, I thought you could actually also do we have any? I don't think we do. Do we have any of these faction changing scrolls? I believe that there's something like that. Is it factional scrolls, something like that? I don't think we do, but let's see. Does it allow me to try to change the faction? Let's go right and just pick somebody right now. So if you're trying to do a recast, yeah, you don't need to have any. You can see legendary options are not amongst here, okay? The only way you can get them are typically through that guild store. All right, this is the only place where you can get it, the guild shop. So once you guys unlock Fashion Black as early as possible, start hoarding your currency, the medals. All right, if you want to get them at a quicker rate, I don't recommend this though. I only do the one with the money. I don't do the one with the gems, but I used to do them before. You can also try and add more by donating here, getting 200 or 500 respectively, but it's only per day. That's not a huge boost. Your best bet when it comes to those are doing the Shadowless City events. This is where you can easily get those. All right, we're pretty much on the final stage here, but that was that portion I actually wanted to touch on. Okay, now I took too much time with that option there, but the second option, but that pretty much is what I was trying to talk about, that got me deeper into the gear and the faction, is that when you want to upgrade your character, you want to start to prioritize who you boost to the topmost first, right? One of the part where you can actually get confused about would be the gear. Who do you give your best gear? Right now I have Ivory getting my best gear, but the thing about this is that whenever you give your character the gear, there is no penalty, because for example, if I think what, Bison needs this gear instead, because Bison owned the gear before, I can just swap it off, give it out to Bison, and I start it off with Bison. So right now Bison is starting his own set of gear. All right, and of course then again, if I have one that doesn't have enough faction, I could just go to one of my lesser characters in the power section, for example. Let's see, is anyone flirting with equipment I shouldn't have? I think E Honda is the only one that Honda is the only one that I'll probably consider. because I can always get another one, is I can take this, give this Bison, start to do a recast whenever I'm ready and do it, but I'm actually patient enough to wait to get another one, because Eonder is actually a key character in my Thunder faction. And to show you that gets me to the second point, the FS situation. Once you decide, like, how do you decide who is going to be your priority for FS moves, right? Because no matter, it is not as easy as just giving it to the next person that's available. You have to think deeply, because this can be the difference in being stuck in your challenges and making progress as soon as possible. Okay, for me, the number one way to just resolve this issue, regardless of any penalties or whatever, is if you have a character that you have some sort of like soft spot for, yeah, you can do it. That way your characters are the best they can be, and you know that character is off the limit. For my brother is Guile, and his Guile is like OP right now. I should actually taking a screenshot to show you guys where he is. He's pushed everything from fighting soul, not to even vehicles as well, and upgrading the vehicles on the vehicles. Apparently you can do that. I didn't even know that earlier on. Okay, so but apart from that, the next one you want to be thinking about are guys who are actually going to make your team. His keyword is team. The team has to be better overall, better defensively, better offensively. Whatever benefit you're getting has to be team based. That is my recommendation here. An example of a character like that, and you can never make a mistake on this character, is Bison. Okay, now if you go, and that's why he's already on FS20 and it's about to be pushed even further. All right, but the reason why I haven't pushed further yet is because I have to be patient with what Goken is going to have to offer. You know what? I'm going to push it because there's no way I'm going to get a Goken as soon as possible. Not as free to play. You're going to have to be patient enough to grow him. He's going to be, excuse me, sorry for that. He's going to be special summon only, and so you know what? It's going to take time. We'll find more time to get this done. So it looks like we're going to be thinking. But I have three potentials on who I want to go for. Number one is Bison. Okay, like I actually, just to get the Infernal King. Of course, I pushed the others, the ones that are actually the potentials. I push them all to 20 as best as I can. Bison is the first one, right? In that he can grant you Infernal King, and that's gonna. And of course, Infernal King means that it can also be triggered to your teammates when they hit enemies, and what that means that that's even more damage. All right. So this is the one that actually is taking priority because he's a key member of my primary unit right now. The only person that might take him out, and I said might, is Goken. Okay, and potentially because I want to hope that Goken is good enough to be the tank that doesn't need a Bison on the roster, on your team, right? The next one is Akuma. All right. However, Akuma, I haven't gotten him to SS yet, because that's when I need to unlock that. But then again, look at this. All right, Akuma is only one character short of getting to SS, so he's not like on Goken's situation where I probably have to start building him up from scratch. He's pretty close. All I have to do is decide, you know what, I'm not going to pull for Evil Ryu until I get one unit of Akuma, and then I go back to Evil Ryu. But the short matter is this: Akuma right now is not pivotal in the main team until he hits triple S. So I'm going to be patient enough to still focus on Evil Ryu. I'm only 3 units short. I'm still 3 units short since the last time. That's because I've just not been lucky with the pulls. And this time around, I'm going ham to store in as much as possible, because I want to make sure that I have at least 10 pulls before I actually go right ahead for him. I actually want to go the long stretch. That's one thing I have not done before, is keep on pulling. I've only ever done that with the summons, which those are different ballgames, right? But going back over here, when I mean summons, I mean like with the A-Frag summons, or the invites, to factional invite summons. That's what I've done most, which you see on the draft day that I typically present. All right, so so he's on a contender right now, and you know what? I want to go to Gary so we can actually see his fighting spirit properly. All right, this is what it says. Akuma becomes Shura after using Shingoku Satsu. When the Shura from Akuma uses this, after the enemy unleashes the combo. It counts as a trigger and to provide more damage, though it will not grant any conqueror and expires. This is more or less to make Akuma as beast as possible, right? So that's why that pretty much, and because it's one of my main units, that's why that is someone I'm considering. But right now he's not going to be priority, as you can see, because it's not a team-based kit. The only person that escaped that, and that's what I was talking about, the one where you have the sentiment for it, the one that you actually have a connection for it, the one that you actually just want to just boost at all costs, is going to be the fighting spirit for Evil Ryu, right? I pushed it up to 30, and actually I was even tempted to push it up to 40 so that I can be as strong as possible while having this FS. But you know what, I say, you know what, I'm going to hold off for a bit. Let's get the other guys that can actually make him stronger through team efforts, and then I'll actually push that, okay? But these states increase the damage dealt by the Raging Demon, and also it ignores, shields and, and immunity effect, which is dope. So there was no way I wasn't going to apply that. The third thing that you actually want to consider right now, and like I said, okay, the third character that we actually want to consider here. This video is going to be a bit long because it's going to be once the thing actually goes on the break, because as you guys know there's a limit to my recording. I'm going to go right ahead and just attach the second part, and then you guys can watch completely. But this is going to be pretty much an interesting video, okay? The third one personnel that I considered is, you guys probably have guessed it already, because it's team based, is, do we have this on all? No, we don't. It's Fashion Blanca. All right, so Fashion Blanca, if you look at his kit right now and you go to the so you can see, and anyone I consider, to show that I'm actually serious about it, I've already pushed him to 20, because that's only just 10 short of 30, right? And as you can see here, he grants Wildfire. Wildfire actually gives you damage of 10%. all right, he gives other team members the chance to actually get Wildfire. However, with Fashion Blanca, it is a 40% chance. With Bison, it is guaranteed that they're going to do the damage. All right, so that's where you want to figure out. Like I said before, that's where you figure out who you want to pick amongst the two, and then you can now decide, if you want to go ahead with Fashion Blanca or if you're going to go, with Bison. All right, so two contenders right now. All right, I think there's another person as well who actually does well for the team. Let's look at Chun-Li. All right, Chun-Li, I haven't actually pushed her yet, but I've been considering her, but because she is not in my primary team, that's why I sort of held off on her. But for her, she says Whirlwind grants all teammates 50 speed and increases the whole team's super combo gauge progress from regular attacks by 100% for 15 seconds. Each crit triggered by Whirlwind fills the super combo gauge by an additional 30%. So for her, it's not really a do or die, because you can actually hit what you like at FS 20. That's already satisfactory enough. Of course, if you want that extra 30, on the gauge, then by all means you can push it to 30 as well. But she's also a good contender for this. All right, but that's what you want to do right now. That's just me giving examples. You can go through every character, you can go through every team member, or you can actually look at your lineup and see which of your members on the lineup, and I'm pretty sure everybody has Bison in their lineup, is going to offer the team a boost. All right, that's what you're going to go through there. I'll show you that I'm actually committed to that right now. After having read that, I'm going to be giving Bison the next amount of upgrade. All right, wait a minute. All right, looks like we actually have to go cooking first of all. Let's just do a brief crafting here with Yugasu, given everything, because I have quite a bit right now. Right, where is that chest? Yeah, there you are. I have quite a bit right now, and I can actually just give it into the Inferno faction. It is quite expensive, to build this. That is why I'm actually going for fighting stones right now. This is something you don't want to sleep on as well. It unlocks new potentials as you push your character further. You guys definitely know this as well. So we're going to go to Bison here. We're going to grant him, promote. All right, I'm going to grant him some. It's gone to 21. You got some more. 22. Is it 20 still? Yep. 23, and we're gonna stop that there for now. It's 220, which is good. I'll go right ahead and buy those later, but this is my commitment to pushing Biden even further, because that way you're guaranteed to have even your guys dish more damage. Okay, now once that is now the part where you have to now try and figure out who you want to give, right? But this is my, like I said, this is my recommendation. First of all, consider who would give your team, and of course you don't want to do it for everybody that, like, oh, for example, Bison's going to help a team, take that. Fashion Black is going to help a team, take that. In that scenario, it is perfect, because, and why I say that it's perfect is because chances are that they're going to be on the same team, right? What you want to make sure that whoever is the team sharing, buffing unit, it needs to also be someone that is on your squad that you actively use. So your primary squad, and if anything, your backup squad. But you want to focus now on your primary squad, because you want to make your primary squad as invincible as possible. And then the next one, of course, as you grow, they can join that primary squad as well. The reason why I say that is because the meta changes occasionally, and if you start spreading the love around, maybe team 1 get this, team 2 get this, team 3 get this, but then there's a hole in team 1, there's a hole in team 2, 3. By the time new characters come in and you have to switch alliances, you already have guys that are like partially just boosted, and then you can share it, right? And an example, Ivory is still in my second team, but he stopped on 21 because, like, I don't think I'm ready to commit just the shield to him, because he's no longer in my primary team. And it's not that he's not in my primary team because he's no longer useful, or because I just got better characters. That's just the way it is, right? Investing in this master inferno units little by little means you get to script them all up together, and then before you know it, you're all SS, meaning you cannot give them fighting souls and they become more viable. And that's why, like I said, you have to make sure that you're more focused on the primary units and you get them as best as they can. The third aspect, very obvious since you already know what I'm talking about, is going to be on the vehicles. All right, so we're going to use Fashion Blanket as an example here. Let's use Matter as an example here. Okay, yeah, so who do you want to give vehicles to, right? The good thing about the vehicles is this: it is very, very random. All we do for a draw here, we're going to do a draw now. What I've noticed about the vehicle here is that if I don't get any pull in the previous 3, I tend to get a pull in the next 3 in terms of like the Triple S kit, Triple S vehicles. So it's always back and forth like that. All right. What I want to do right now is, I think I have adjusted my wish list. Yeah, I took Ryu away, but now we're going to be taking Ryu away. Yeah, I'm sorry, man. You've sort of like dropped down the pecking order. But you guys, do I actually want to? He's almost there. Why not just leave him there? I was gonna put someone like Mommy Dalsum in there, but no. I'm going to. Mad Ryu is still an important integral part of the Thunder faction for me. That is. All right. So going back to what I was trying to say before, is when it comes to the vehicle right now, all right, who you want to assign the vehicles is a little bit tricky. It's tricky for the reason that when it comes to your wish list, you literally have to choose a bunch of people. Meaning, even though for example, you're prioritizing. Let's say, for example, look at me. For example, Ivory is the primary unit that I want to give all my SS vehicles to, my Triple S vehicles to, even if I don't have him ready for the vehicles yet. I can still put him and put some other people there, and whoever just gets it, right? That's just the way it is, right? However, and I think, do I actually have like a vehicle for Avery now? Let me see. This is Bison. Yeah, I think this is for Avery, right? Yeah, it is for Avery. Yeah, I already have one for him, but here's, like I said before, you cannot decide what eventually comes up. You can't decide if they have that probability of popping up, right? So that means you can put as much as possible here. But the part I'm talking about is this: when you now get this box, all right, the Triple S vehicle kit itself, who do you want to give it to, right? This is the reason why I actually took Ivory out, because he already got one, All right, and then I already have 5 triple S vehicle kits. Chances are that before I actually get into triple S, I'm probably going to get another one again. But he's the one that's going to get it, and it's not just for sentimental reasons, but it actually unlocks his full potential. Okay, with the triple S vehicle kits, it's a different beast here. Most of them they're typically more or less an individual benefit stuff. I don't think there's anyone that actually has, a triple S kit that actually would benefit the team, right? I want to make sure. All right, so let's look at Avery, for example. He grants one additional strike with Shuriken for damage equal to 210% attack. I'm guessing that's when he punches you down to the ground. The final Shuriken strike increases pain of Satsui no Iki on the target, who then takes true damage equal to. Look at this, man. I just want to unleash, that's why I'm like very I'm happy that my sentimental character is the one that actually does this. My brother is lucky as well because the sentimental character is Gal, and it actually also unlocks the potential to even a beast of a damage dealing unit. So that is the other thing as well. But if you look at other characters, for example, let's look at Bison, for example, right now, right? Go over to the guard. Bison he's already cooking as well with his own, triple S kits. He's just not triple S either as well. I had to prioritize every, that's just the way it is for me. Alright. Return to Inferno triggers Psycho Absorb at the enemy. The Psycho Absorb triggers wound restore HP and deals 25% less damage. If target HP is below 40%, the last hit of Psycho Absorb will execute the target, dealing true soul damage equal to 104% attack. Bottom line, as you can see here, even though you're seeing, with the FS, they're more like they are helping to buff units around. I'm just going randomly on different garage here. They typically, after a fighter releases Air Blast, they unleash Sublime Blade once. This concentrates future, blah blah blah. You can see it's typically for the character unit themselves. I look for someone who is actually pure support, right? Let's look at Summer Yang, for example. Alright, let's look at the garage, for example. While the shield granted by spell combo 1 is active, if the target is attacked, reduce attacker's attack by 12%. This one has a bit more, it's more or less a debuff on the attackers, but like I'm trying to say here, most of them you're just trying to make sure that unit is actually stronger. So this is one of those few ones here because it's a debuff, right? But if the target is attacked while the shield granted by super combo is active, is the target anyone on the team or is it just him? Right? When I mean, because obviously when it does the shield, once it does the tide, everyone gets that shield, right? So if it's just him, then it's different. But if the whole team, then it's different ballgame. I haven't had a chance to test it yet because I've not started gathering these kits yet. I just only got him to triple S recently, so we have no triple S vehicles there for him yet. All right. Speaking of, we have no triple S vehicles for him yet. Before we actually pull for the triple S kit, because we're going to do that right now. All right. I'm going to go right ahead and try and make sure that the wish list has been adjusted accordingly. Alright, let's go to garage here, let's go to the workshop, and let's get a wish list. Alright, so you don't get the chance for like Thunder or Flame, you just get a chance to pick your top units here, okay? Akuma is prioritized by Bison. We have Fashion Blanket as well, Rose, Jan, and Sagat. So now here's the thing here, okay? This is, I think, something that I'm sort of like I'm doing that is wrong. What you want to do when it comes to triple S kits is you want to actually put somebody who's already on the triple S kit, who you already have, right? Because you can only do, like I said, if Ryu is an exception where I had to do it for him because of not just sentimental reasons, but because I'm also close, and of course, primarily because of sentimental reasons. But also, the kid is actually wicked when you actually look at the way it works, right? So now, Mad Ryu is here. We already have a triple S. It makes sense to have him there, okay? Athlete Chun-Li, I don't really have the character. It's just one of my in-demand guys, as you guys have noticed in the draft, and she's on here. She's just going to be wasting space for triple S kits, so I'm going to take her off. Okay, Sagat, I've only just barely have him, and it's just on A. This is going to be a long time. Of course, I can focus on divination, but I only have 40k gems, of course, plus the extra that I have in my bag. But I'm not going to just focus everything on him just like that. That's supposed to be for Ivory. Is probably going to exhaust most of it. That's just, let's just be frank about it. We're going to push Ivory to 5 stars as quickly as possible once we get him into triple S. That's where the gems are waiting for. The true gems going to be used on him. So going to take him out because it's not going to be available for sure. We're also going to do the same for Jen. All right, we're going to do the same for Rose, and we're only going to leave for Bison, who is in non-triple S kit. The reason why is because he's close, all right, and he's actually important, right? So what you want to do right now is, first of all, you want to make sure that you sort out important units in your team, all right? And obviously you've got to be triple S. So first one that pops up, Sea Viper is important. I'm going to add her to it. Elena is important, but I'm prioritizing damage dealing first. All right, so I'm going to skip her for now. I'm going to put Cammy in there. I'm going to put Gal in there, and I'm also going to prioritize tanks. Okay, now we're almost getting to full. Okay, so what we're going to do is what you want to do is you want to review the characters again, prioritize those you already have on triple S to see who is your most important, then put those guys in there. That's how you want to go about it. But because I want to actually go on a draw, I'm going to go ahead and just do a quick preview of my triple S units here. All right, we can just glide to them from back to front and see if they're worth it. I'm not going to go bother with Blanca. I know Blanca is supposed to be decent once you add the cards, but I don't want a cartoon to have cards where they're actually good enough. I want it to be good enough and the card makes them better. So I'm going to skip it. We're going to go over to Summer Yang. I believe we looked at him before. All right, what does stuff say? It's about the shield and about debuffing the attackers. Their attacks drop while the shield granted by super combo or super combo 1 is active. Each target's attack do 30% of damage dealt as 3 damage to the attacker. This one is actually crazy. So damage capped at 300% of attack. This actually, each target is attacked. 30% of the damage dealt as true attack. Okay, so depending on what the attack is, pretty much they're going to be getting reflected damage with it. That's actually not bad at all. I like that because I'm using it as a tank, right? So he actually is a contender. Let's look at his we already have the journey beginning for Street Poison. That's another way to decide as well. Okay, once you already have vehicles on them, triple S kits, it means you're one step closer to completing it. If you're conflicted by the character, do the one that you're closer to completing first, and then you see how it goes. Okay, let's go over and let's see what hers is. If there's only one enemy when the fighter uses the super combo, yeah, I don't like if there's only one enemy. I don't want to have only one enemy left, of course, but then when it gets tough, it could be the case. So to say, if there's only one enemy when the fighter uses the super combo, front queues of the skill chain does 5% increased damage. There's only one enemy when the fighter uses the super combo, it returns 200 super combo energy, triggers into a 12. So you can almost do back to back, supers. But it's going to be with her, and it's going to be a combo 1. Nah. Alright, let's go over to the next one here. If you're long, you don't have a card kit. I don't think you're going to be there. It's like the throwing can additionally increases the effect accuracy. Yeah, no, that's already a no for me. Alright, Chun-Li. After the fighter lands, it creates the attack and critical damage of all allies are increased by 50. Oh, so here's an example of someone who actually buffs the team, right? After the fighter lands 30 crits, the attack and critical damage of all allies are increased by 50% for 15 seconds. Now it's dropped to 20 crits. She's actually a good one. Okay, so she's a contender, but I think I'll place her. What was Summer Yang's zone again? I think Summer Yang's was more or less like reflected damage. I think. Yeah, but up to 30% of damage dealt, right? So it's just the percentage that goes back to them. In Chun-Li's case, your damage plus, the extra 15. So, I think I'll prioritize him because he's a newer character. And I think the flame faction need him more than the wind faction need Chun-Li. But we'll see if there's anyone that actually is going to come off, right? So for E-Hunter right now, let's look at the garage because I'm trying to make him an ultimate tank. But entering the battle, a block wall is created, blocking up to 5 range attacks. Last 12 seconds. When the switch on triggers, it creates a block wall that blocks up to 5 range attacks. This is more against range attacks. That's cool, but I'm there are a lot of characters that are not ranged, so we're going to skip that. All right, let's go to there are some characters I'm just not going to even just look at because not that I'm skipping on them, but they're not priority. Against you when deployed as a lead fighter, after blocking 2 hits, the shield moves to another teammate until it fades. This is crazy. Shield can now move up to 6 times. This is actually not bad, but I don't know if I'll consider him yet. For Dowsing, while being channeled, Yoga Tower increases flame damage and effect accuracy by 5% every second. If Dowsing is in idle status, after using super combo or combo, he will also perform Yoga Tower, but won't gain penance. Is Yoga Tower the one that you just kind of just meditates and stuff? Let's see if that's what it is. How do we get back to your regular kit? Skill. Yeah, it's just the meditate. So he's just going to be meditating whenever he's not doing anything. Alright. That's for him. Nah. Let's go. Who's next? Garage. Let's see here. Increase the base chance that Wild Beast inflicts stun by 20%. Some makes target 20% stun effects makes the target takes more damage. It's actually good. He will be considered for sure. Regular Zangief. Super Armor is active. Fighter unleashes Banishing Flat every 16 hits to take. This is considered a trigger skill. Banishing Flat nullifies the trigger passive of 8 seconds. Nullifies trigger passive for 8 seconds. Wow, this is crazy. Losing your passive is actually huge, but I actually want to confirm what skill is Banishing Flat. Oh, okay. And it is not actually like a percentage chance of doing it. He actually would just do it. All right. So we're going to go right ahead. He's going to be considered, but honestly, right now we should be having a rank. I think you have to consider guys that are going to be on your unit itself and your main units. Also, Gao, for example. Allied fighters range attacks have 10% chance to grant Gao Saber. Saber is beast, man. And once you actually hit his FS to the point where Saber doesn't have a cap, that's even more crazy. For Kami, the combo spin is performed 5 times. Her attacks are replaced with combo spin. Combo spin is supposed to be the first one here. Is it this one? Oh, that's right. Where is the combo spin? This one here? Yeah. I don't know. I'm skipping that. Yeah, this is a character I was conflicted on right now. Unleash Hurricane Towers when a friendly fighter dies. This is considered a trigger skill and may trigger once per battle. Unleashes Hurricane Tower when the battle begins. This is considered a trigger skill. Hurricane Tower. Any move gets replaced. Let's see. Nope, not that. Alright, gonna skip that. Here, when allied fighter's HP is below 40, remove all armor energy. Each strike grants a spelled 100%. Remove all armor energy. Each strike grants a just spelled shield equal to 10% man. No removes armor energy. When the spell triggers, each stack of armor energy fuels spell combo gate by 50. Every 5 instances of additional damage caused by wildfire turns on all enemies for 8 seconds and gains on total shield equal to 30% of his max HP. If you are attacked while the shield is active, 1% of damage is reflected back to the attacker. 3 damage, no more than 300% of Fashion Blocker's attack each time. You know, honestly, in the end, you know, I think the truth of the matter is this: you just have to just go right ahead and just read this stuff carefully. You know, all these things require more time for me to actually pick, but we're going to unleash some vehicles right now. So I'm going to go right ahead and just select my 8 randoms either ways. Like I said, I like Summer Yang, and I like Chun-Li as well. E-Hunter was like iffy. I didn't bother with this. He wasn't bad as well. Dowsing wasn't bad either. But not. Yeah, I actually liked Beast Zangief. He's a higher priority than Cammy, so I'll put him in there. And yeah, I think I'm okay with this unit for now. So we actually didn't go with Mad Reason, but we're almost done with Mad Ryu, so might as well just add him in there. So this is my wish list, and we're gonna go right ahead and try and see if we can get. Oh, we got plus on the first try. Perfect. Okay. And of course, 1 try means that's it. I'll try another time. We only got 1, but that's still good enough. This looks like it's for Akuma, right? This looks like we fit Akuma. Assassin, Master, and Power. Yeah. Looks like he's going to fit Akuma before he gets Triple S Kid. And who's getting this? Gal. Wow. Would you look at that? Okay. So I'm going to end the crafting here. I'm going to keep and add and try building more. I'm going to go over to Gal. All right. We don't know how many. I can't remember how many he's got so far. But we're going to go to this garage. Okay, actually he doesn't have any. Alright. Going to equip. Why did they change that? Why did this one change? Attack class. Dodge is enhanced. Power type HP is enhanced. Why did you change this? Was it yellow before? Let's see. Do we have an alternative? This is the other alternative here. This one says attack bonus. Yeah, why would I want to take the HP because of HP? Nah, I'm gonna leave that unless we have HP and attack right on dodge. Change this. A lot of people talk about how dodge is important as a mechanic, but I haven't really felt it, and it's too RNG based, so I'm not gonna be too bothered by not getting that. I think I took something away from him. So what do we have for you? This is like it might be defense based, and that's what I want. Yeah, healing rate and HP. Yeah, you don't need attack, so yep, that actually works. Do we have any new one that can actually help? I typically assign when it's 2 or more. I don't assign it just 1. I don't know why. That's just where I do it. And so we're not going to assign any of these other ones to him. We got some new ones, but it was for Akuma, so we're not even going to bother checking because there's nothing else that we did. So that's pretty much all what I was going to say about that. You guys, if you guys aren't sure about how you want to select who you upgrade next, give Sentiment a try. Typical chances are that if you're sentimental about a character and the character is good, then he's worth upgrading. Like my brother uses Gal, okay, and Gal is actually top tier. All right. After Sentiments for the Fighting Souls, you know, go ahead and focus more on team-based buffs, and then for the our garage, make sure that you're picking the one that actually will work for your primary team, that will make your team stronger and your chance of victory more, be it by giving your damage dealer more damage to deal, or by giving a team member more buffs or debuffs against the opposing team. It's been your boy RyuDay. I appreciate your time here. Longest video I've actually ever had to record, but it's RyuDay, so I actually want to make sure that I actually could make this one special and different. And if you like this content, please give me a like, please subscribe if you can. It helps me grow this channel more. I appreciate you guys' time so far. I appreciate the views, your loyal views, and giving me the time. I appreciate you guys, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Cheers.